The district effectiveness framework, which we're going to spend a little bit of time thinking about today, has been developed from a large body of research that was led by Dr. Ken Leithwood. Very broadly, the district effectiveness framework speaks about core processes, which are those characteristics of our school system that most directly affect the quality of teaching and learning. It then speaks to supporting conditions. What is it that we must do in order to enable those very specific core processes directly connected to teaching and learning? Thirdly, the district effectiveness framework speaks to the importance of leadership. Everyone in this room, as well as our trustees. And I've been working with our trustees on this framework as well. And lastly, and by no means least important, I would say most important, relationships. Clearly, what I hope you hear today is a clarity of direction that keeps us clearly on the same road. We always start with all students achieving their full potential, and that achievement, engagement, and equity matter. Our commitments remain generally the same, but we've actually focused them a little more. Effective instruction in every classroom. Shared leadership in every school and department. Optimal conditions for learning and engagement throughout HWDSB. And exemplary service in every department. Why? Because all students must achieve. Everyone by now, I believe, knows our annual operating plan and its significance. And you'll see, when you turn the page back over, very few changes to what was there last year. And there's a reason for that. Knowing our students, knowing our staff, and knowing our parents and communities is language that, from what has been fed back to me, resonates with people. It simply means that we know each student, not just a number or a piece of data. We understand each staff member, where they need to learn, how they need to be supported, and what kind of culture we're going to create in departments and schools to make that happen. And knowing our parents and communities, realizing that without that significant partnership, our kids cannot succeed. Our key areas, structure. We're going to continue to be an intelligent, responsive system, and we want to include schools and departments in that. What do I mean by that? Intelligent systems, you've heard me say over the last couple of years, does create clear direction. So let me be clear. Each student must be reading by grade 2. That's a direction. Each child, each adolescent must be engaged in learning environments that meet his or her interests, strengths, and needs in the most personalized way possible. I know it's lofty, but that's an expectation. And an intelligent system, a last expectation, is that each and every student feels safe and cared for. Each and every staff member feels safe and cared for, respected and honored in HWDSB. Those are, as I said, lofty. But I don't want you to think that an intelligent system doesn't have clear direction. And I need everyone in this room to focus on the kind of learning that we expect so kids achieve, and most importantly, they graduate with great life chances beyond. In terms of culture, this isn't new. A safe and caring and inclusive learning culture that understands academic optimism with an emphasis on high expectations. First, let me talk about safe and caring and inclusive. It's not new language, and it's not a new direction. But we really understand that without caring and cooperative relationships, without respect for values, rights, and responsibilities, without respect for cultural diversity, a respect for fair and calm and orderly learning environments that promote teaching and learning, without clear and consistent behavioral expectations across HWDSB, and appropriate modeling and positive support for all of our students. Without that, our kids won't achieve, and high expectations. And that's the place where you've heard academic optimism from me for 3 years, and we are going to take a laser-light look at what high expectations mean in HWDSB. If we talk about safe and caring and inclusive without high expectations, we run the risk of the pendulum moving from, now we're going to talk about literacy, and now we're going to talk about kids being okay. That dichotomy can't happen. We need to keep on the table the importance of learning with the importance of safe, caring, and inclusive. How will we do this? Doesn't change at all. Collaborative inquiry is the foundation of how we work together. Educators tend to use the language of plan, act, assess, reflect. So whether you are in a service department or you are in a school, collaborative inquiry is the system expectation. And when we hear about silos, those of you who work closely with me know I have absolutely no patience. When I hear about bureaucracy blocking what needs to happen, and we're big and it's bureaucratic, you know that there's no patience for that. We need to continue to create the environment that supports our students. That's our annual operating plan. It's owned by you. A responsive, intelligent system that understands a safe and caring and inclusive learning environment with academic optimism and high expectations. Because we believe in our students, we know they will succeed, and we will provide the appropriate supports for them to make that happen. You who are our leaders are the only ones who can make what I've just said a reality. The brilliant leadership in this room is changing what needs to be changed in our board. So take some time to celebrate. Take some time to encourage your staff to celebrate. And take some time to think deeply before you leave in June, for those of us who do leave in June. And for those of us in this room who don't leave in June, I hope you still have a little bit of space with the pace being a little bit different. I hope that you take some time to think deeply about our directions heading into the fall. It's a privilege, as you know, to work in a profession that changes kids' lives. It's an absolute privilege. So thank you for your work. Thank you for your leadership. And I hope we have accomplished the task of sending you from this meeting with a clarity of what you need to do with your leadership in your local context.